It's Jenny J, 1911. Good Tuesday evening to you all. So we are here. We're finally experiencing a little bit of a cool down, and that's great because now we're going to be able to get outside more. And I like being outside, especially to be able to shoot and, rock climb. It's hard to rock climb when it's 100 degrees and the rocks are even hotter. So, we're looking forward to some more Friday night lights football games coming up, and as soon as those are over, we'll resume having some Friday night date nights. Of course, I have so missed having date nights with you guys, and it is just kind of always a highlight of my week because we can just talk about anything and everything. There are no rules, and no time limits. Jenny J doesn't have to get up at 4 o'clock the next morning to go to work. So that's always a bonus. I want to give a little shout out to some of my regulars who are on here already. Let's see. Michael Dunn is here. And Slide Rack is here, and Cowboy Jeff is here, Reese is here, Sal B is here. It's great to see all of you guys. You guys were able to some of you got to snag some of those memberships last week that we had donated to our channel. Critter is here. Good to see you, Critter. Stephen Hall is here. Thanks for being here, Stephen. Stephen sent me the nicest picture, you guys. I wish I could share it with you. He sent me the nicest picture. So he ordered a hat, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I sent it to him. And he sent me a picture of him wearing the hat, and he looked so cool. It was like, I loved that he sent that to me. Actually, you know what? I have to say, he is the only person who has sent me a hat picture, like who's bought a hat, who's sent me a picture of him wearing the hat. So thank you to you, Stephen Hall, for doing that. That was really, really awesome of you. And it's always great to see your smiling face. Stephen has one of the nicest smiles. He just has the nicest, kindest looking face. So if any of you ever have a chance to meet Stephen, you'd be very lucky to meet him. Eric is here. Good to see you. Old Spice 1, new to the channel. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. Old Spice 1 is from Western New York. Interesting. So we have another East Coaster in our midst. So it'll be fun to pick Old Spice 1's brains about some of our gun topics that we talk about. Michael Dunn. Michael Dunn just gets right to the punch. Did you use your new range bag? Not yet, Michael Dunn. I haven't gotten to use it yet, but I will get to that. It's kind of a fun little story that goes with that. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my correspondence that I had with Dylan. So I just have to give you guys a little bit of a, I don't know, I can't even call it a humble brag. It's just, I'm going to brag about this. So my husband just told me a few minutes ago that you all know I did a field strip video about the Springfield Armory Prodigy, and I posted that a few weeks ago. So that video has had 3.7 thousand views. Okay. That's not like, it's not a crazy amount of views, but I've definitely had videos that have gone a lot higher than that. However, when he looked at the Armory Life video, and you know who Armory Life is, Springfield Armory Life video about cleaning the Springfield Prodigy, it only had 2.7 thousand views. So I have more views. I have more views on my Prodigy field strip video than Armory Life has for their Prodigy cleaning video. So I just I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool. I was very proud of myself. Um, so there's one note we can toss aside. Got down to that one. Old Spice, if you don't know this already, I keep notes. I have note cards. I I come prepared. So I used to be a teacher, and so I like to be prepared with what I'm going to present to my students. So yeah, I'm flexing, Michael Dunn. I know. I can't help it. I just thought that was really cool. So okay. So thank you for the congrats, Michael Dunn. I appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to get down to some other business here. First of all, I mentioned hats. Where is it? Over here. You all see the Jenny J 1911 hat there. So I still have some hats. If anybody wants a hat, $25, let me know. And we'll make arrangements. And you can get it autographed or not autographed. And you know what? If you want to buy my already worn sweaty hat, actually, this is my husband's right here. My already worn sweaty hat is out in my Jeep. But I will gladly sell you my new worn sweaty hat, because one of my viewers, I won't mention names, one of my viewers already bought my old sweaty hat that I had worn to like Houston, to the NRA show and everything else. So, but if you want a new hat, those are always an option too. A new unworn hat. And I can sign it for you if you want it signed. If not, you can have it nice and clean, no signature, and I'll send it to you any which way you want it. So also, I still have a few of these little dandies left. The Jenny J 1911 cup. Yes, it's water. You can see there's my ice. There's the water. And for those of you who don't know, on the other side, there is the takedown of the 1911. So I just love this cup. As you can tell, it's my favorite color, my favorite kind of gun. So yeah. All right. So Dennis Hall says that I need to try the SIG 210 target. Yeah, I've been looking. I've been watching some videos on that and thinking, where can I get a SIG 210 target? I think that would be a really great video to make. Let's see. Critter says, still trying to make my 8-round mags hold 8 rounds. Jerk only gets to 6. That's never good. Critter, do you have a speed loader? Oh, and speaking of speed loaders, so in case you guys didn't see, I posted right before our live tonight, I posted a new video. It's really it's not about anything exciting. It's just me out at the range this last weekend shooting different guns and just telling some little, I don't know, things, stories and stuff. So yeah, I just posted that. Cowboy Jeff wants a cup. Cowboy Jeff, email me. I tried emailing you already, Cowboy Jeff. So you have to email me about that. Just in case anybody doesn't remember my email, it's jennyj1911@usa.com. Nice and patriotic. So, okay. Dennis Hall says, I can't have his, but I will love it. Talking about the SIG 210 target. So yeah, if you want a cup, if you want a hat, just let me know. Tim Rink is on from Indiana. Good evening from Indiana. Good evening back from St. Charles, Missouri. So we went to Passau this last weekend, and you all know I talk about Passau all the time. So we have a family membership up there, and the family membership, you guys are going to be mind blown by this. The family membership for a year. Okay. This is we have 4 people in our family, 2 parents and 2 under 18s. For 1 year, it only costs $80. $80. That's it. And you can go shoot anytime for as long as you want. And they have all kinds of ranges up there. They have, they've got some longer distance ranges for rifles. They've got the 22 ranges. They've got the handgun ranges. They've got some practice ranges that you can like reserve if you want to give lessons and stuff. I mean, it's just a great kind of tucked away, very quiet, lots of trees and grass and stuff. It's just, it's so quiet, so quiet. It's just beautiful. So, and then they also have a really nice clubhouse that they use for, events and stuff. And they usually have like an annual banquet up there. And that clubhouse was actually built by Smith & Wesson. Passall Park was funded largely by Smith & Wesson back in the 60s, if I remember correctly. So, $80 for the annual family membership. Now, my daughter that's 18, we had to buy her own membership because since she's 18, she's considered to be on her own. But hers was $40. So still for the price of $120 for all 5 of us, so we can go up and shoot as often and for as long as we like. And it's, really nice range. So anyway, we went up there, just my husband and I, we went up and shot this last weekend and shot various guns. Got to shoot, my Hellcat, my Hellcat Pro, which you guys know, that's my EDC. And I always say it's very important to shoot your EDC and keep practicing with it. So, I shot that and you guys can go watch the video. You'll see I did shoot the revolver, our Smith & Wesson 686-4. We got to shoot that and we loaded some 38 wad cutters before we went up. We were trying out some different loads with the 38 wad cutters. And now, of course, we weren't shooting paper, we were shooting steel. So we couldn't see exactly what our wad cutter holes looked like. But my gosh, I love shooting that gun. If I ever do a spin-off channel, I swear to you, it's going to be like Jenny J revolver or something. It's just Jenny J wheel gun. I don't know. It is just so much fun to shoot that Smith & Wesson. Such a sleek gun. And when I was making the video, my first shots that I took with it, I said in the video, okay, I'm going to shoot single action. And, with single action, of course, the trigger pull is lighter and usually have a little more accurate aim or shot. And so I did that, shot single action. And then I was like, we stopped the cameras and I was like, I've got to shoot this some more. I just love shooting this revolver. And I got so excited. I loaded up the next 6. I got so excited. I started shooting double action. And I had said, I'm going to shoot single action today. I shot some single action, but then I got really excited and shot double action. And so when we finished recording that segment, my husband turned the camera off and I said, I shot double action. He was like, yeah, I noticed that, but it was okay. I mean, it was so much fun. So, Reese, thank you so much for telling people to smash the like button. I appreciate that. And Affordable Armory being, the quiet student that likes to sit off in the corner, the front corner. He's quiet and always pays attention. Affordable Armory says, or just tap it. You know what? It's your computer. Do whatever you want with it. So if you want to smash the like button, smash it. If you want to just tap it, that's up to you. So, okay. I'm going to get through some comments here. Eric Andrews says, I wish my range was that cheap. Yeah. None of the indoor ranges, of course, are that cheap. I don't know. Like, we never have to share a range up there with anybody. We've never once, and all the times we've gone up there, we've never once had to share a range with anybody. So the handgun range where we were shooting this weekend is right next to a 22 range, and one gentleman came and started shooting on that range, but it's separated by a huge cement barricade wall. So, I mean, it wasn't any trouble, you know. But yeah, it's usually very, and we go on weekend days, like when you would think it would be busy, but I think it's just so big that, you know, it's people can spread out and people can come and go as they please. And all you have to do is sign the little book, the little register that says you're there. You put your membership number on it, and that's it. Okay, so Dennis Hall is asking a really great question. He's asking about the Dillon 550 press. He wants to know if it's a good choice for, I'm going to put his comment up here on the screen so everybody can see it. Is a good choice for someone that loads rifle and pistols ammo. Plus, I like the videos a lot. So, you know what? The 550 is a great all-around press for our handguns. And so we use it all the time. It is so easy to use. And you can see over here, Dennis, like, I don't know if you've seen the videos where I talk about this, but these are the quick change kits, and you can buy these. So basically all you have to do, I'm going to take my husband's hat off here so we can see this a little better. So basically this has your whole, like all of your dies right here are already in here and set. So these are our 45 dies. They're already in here and set. So all we have to do is take this, we just pick it up out of here like that. And we take the old one out of our press and we slide that in. That's it. I mean, it is so, so, so easy. And, you know, like it keeps everything organized and it's so easy to use. I love the fact that, you know, we have not, knock on wood, we have not had any issues with it. Our goal is to upgrade. We want to keep our 550, but then we also want to add a 750 to our collection so that we can just load 9s on our 750, because that is what we load predominantly. And then we will keep the 550 for loading our other calibers, like the 45 ACP and 38 Special. Those are our two other really big ones that we use a lot. So, you know, I would absolutely always recommend that to anyone, the 550. It's a great press because it's not too big. It's not too small. I love the fact that, you know, you can get the job done on a single stage press, but with this one, because it's progressive, you don't have to do just one task on every cartridge at a time. You can just keep, you know, circling everything around, and it's so convenient, but yet it's not too big. Like, it's a great starting point for reloading, in my opinion. So thanks for asking about that, Dennis. That was a great question. Affordable Armory says, Dennis Hall, I'll let you know after I win her giveaway. So yeah, for anybody that may not know this already, if you are a member to, I'm going to take that comment down. If you're a member, if you have subscribed to, not a member, sorry. If you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, you are automatically entered into our drawing for the Dillon RL 550C reloading press. And that is something that Full Circle and I are working together on. You guys know Full Circle is the reloading shop, my local reloading shop here in St. Charles that I go to all the time. Love those guys up there. They're like my family. They're amazing. we just go up there and hang out with them sometimes, like they've got a stool sitting there, and sometimes I'll just go in and plop down on the stool, and they always ask me how things are going, and they're amazing people to work with. So we are partnering up with them to get a reloading press to one of you guys, because we all love you so much. And we love the fact that you're all so supportive of this channel, and thereby being supportive of the gun community. So we want to reward you for being faithful subscribers, and that's awesome. And I need to give a huge shout out to Stephen Hall. He is the newest member. He is an auto drive member. That's huge. Stephen, you are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys having these memberships is really a huge part of what helps keep this channel going. And I could not be doing what I'm doing, which I love doing so much, without the support and help of you guys. So you are all so amazing. Michael Dunn says, how do you get more chances? More chances to win the press, I'm assuming. We've actually talked about that. Like, I tried to come up with a way that, like, if you could get somebody else to subscribe or something, maybe you'd get entered twice. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really come up with a good way yet. But I'm trying to come up with something. I think it would just be a big headache for paperwork, trying to figure out who has done what, especially when it comes down to the fact that we're going to have 5,000 subscribers. Well, 4,999 that count. My poor husband doesn't count for this contest, so he can't win. All right, so I am going to get back up here through some comments. Critter has been working on reloading his magazine this whole time, and he said, finally, stuff that sucker with 8 rounds. That is awesome. And Critter's range is only 50 a year. Dang, Critter. Well, welcome to Texas. That's awesome. They do it right down there, huh? Okay. Oh, Dennis Hall says, thank you for the information about the 550. Now I'm convinced, so I am going to buy one tonight. That's awesome. Well, okay, then I'm going to have to skip some of my bullet points here and get to my story about my range bag. So you all know about my trouble with FedEx, okay? And how FedEx lost my package that Dylan sent to me when they sent me the t-shirts and the hats and the stickers, and the patches. So we finally got that package, opened it. It was amazing. And I was so excited to get a package from Dylan. Well, a few days later, I got an email from FedEx saying, your package is on its way and will be delivered on Friday. And I thought, I didn't order anything. So I looked at the information. The information said that it came from Dylan Precision in Prescott, Arizona. And I thought, well, that's weird. They didn't say they were sending me anything else. My contact there didn't ever say that he was sending me anything else. So I was like, that's really strange. So anyway, we waited anxiously for this box to come. We had no idea what it was going to be. Opened it up, it ended up being this range bag. And so you guys have probably seen the range bag video, the mail call video that I just did a couple days ago with the range bag. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's a range bag. That is so awesome. So I sent an email to my friend Steve at Dylan, the one that I've been in contact with. And I said, thank you so much. Here are the links to the mail call videos that I did. I just wanted you to see, I'm very appreciative of you guys supporting the channel. And he wrote back and said, funny story, that range bag was actually supposed to come with all the other stuff put inside it, but they had a supply chain issue and it didn't get there in time to be sent with the other stuff. So it actually came in 2 shipments, which, you know what, was fine with me. I mean, it was like Christmas all over again. So it was just really, really exciting to get another package from Dylan Precision. Brian's Custom Canvas is here. Hey, Brian, great to see you. He is hopefully his season is slowing down, and he will be able to come on a live sometime. I want to interview him for you guys because, you know, he made that gorgeous holster for me for my Hellcat Pro. And so I thought he'd be a really cool person for you guys to get to talk to. He says, Jenny, just saw your range shoot. You look badass with that 686. Thank you. I feel pretty badass with that 686. It is just so much fun to shoot. And especially when, oh my gosh, it's so precise to shoot. Like, it is just so much fun. I love actually hitting my target with it. So that's really nice. Okay. Dennis Hall is asking if I have a 550 setup video. I have 550 setup video for how you set up the dies. Trying to think. Did I do a video of actually setting the press up? I know we did video of setting the dies up and how to reload. And we did the video of doing the quick change. So I'm getting a note. So anyway, yes, there are videos on there, Dennis. And if you want more, I'd be more than happy to, you know, help you out. So just let me know exactly what you're looking for. And you know what? I can always make another video. So thumbs up for that. So here's another little interesting thing I'm going to just tell you guys about. I can't give you a lot of details yet because I'm not really clear on how many details I can give you. But this last Friday, I was privileged enough to do an interview with a French news reporter for a news channel in France. And so I can't give any more details than that, but I have to say I was a little bit nervous to do the interview just because, you know, there's a different mindset with a lot of people in Europe about guns in America. And I think sometimes people have, they have like a picture in their mind of what gun owners in America look and behave like. And so, you know, I was a little nervous because I thought, I don't know exactly, you know, what she'll be asking me. But I thought the interview went really well. And as soon as that comes out, I will let you guys know. I will pass that information on to you so that you can watch that. So Benny Ballistics is here. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you. Yes, please, from opening the box to loading, Dennis says. So he wants more videos. Okay. So, oh yes, I wanted to tell you guys about a couple of articles that I just ran across. So I'm going to pull them up here. The first article is on MSN.com. And it is from the Washington Examiner, and it was written by Amy Swearer and Holden Edwards. It just got posted 7 hours ago. It's called 11 More Cases of Defensive Gun Use Show Second Amendment Isn't About Deer in Kevlar Vests. It just cracks me up. Okay. So it says, President Joe Biden's most recent speech on gun control showed once again that he has little respect for gun owners or the Second Amendment. Consider, for example, where Biden mocked, and not for the first time, gun owners as being afraid of deer and Kevlar vests simply because they want to defend themselves and their families with the same guns that law enforcement officers use to protect the president and his family. It was just one unserious moment among many in a completely unserious speech in which Biden also reminded gun owners that they should just comply with gun control because, after all, he could just carpet bomb them into submission. Unfortunately, the president will never be able to talk seriously about the Second Amendment until he understands one fundamental reality about the right to keep and bear arms. It's not about hunting or sport shooting. It's about the natural right of self-defense, ensuring that individuals and communities have the practical means to forcibly resist those who would infringe on their inalienable rights, whether that infringement comes from a criminal, tyrannical government, or an invading army. So I thought this was really interesting, the statistic that they give, because they say that almost every major study on the issue shows that Americans use their firearms in self-defense between 500,000 and 3 million times a year. 500,000 to 3 million times a year, Americans use their firearms in self-defense. So that is according to the latest report on the subject by the CDC. I mean, what do you make of that? It says just this year, a more comprehensive study concluded that roughly 1.6 million defensive gun uses occur in the United States every year. That is crazy. So now I want to tell you about this other story that just happened that segues into this other story. So this is according to Breitbart.com. Woman shoots and kills alleged intruder as he fought her husband. This is an article that was published on September 26th, so yesterday, and it was written by R. Hawkins. A woman in Patterson, California, shot and killed an alleged intruder Saturday night as he fought her husband, who was trying to keep the suspect out of the home. KCRA reports that the incident occurred around 10:20 p.m. when 45-year-old homeowner Yang Wan was trying to keep the alleged intruder from entering the home, and the fight ensued. Okay, so this 45-year-old guy is trying to keep an intruder out of his house. The homeowner's wife, 50-year-old Yuhui Zheng, ran upstairs, grabbed a revolver she had acquired just the day before, and emptied every round on the alleged intruder. Good for her. That is awesome. I mean, how awesome that she didn't hesitate, right? So, and she had just gotten that gun. ABC 10 notes that the 22-year-old alleged intruder died from the gunshot wounds. So apparently that he was described as being heavily intoxicated and trying to force entry into the home. Okay, so do you think if he was intoxicated and trying to break into their home, do you think that by the time they called the cops, everything still would have been peachy keen in their house? I doubt it. I mean, seriously, if this guy is drunk, there's no telling what would have happened. And they had every right to defend their home against this intruder, and defend it they did. So this is exactly what we're talking about when we say we want to be able to defend ourselves and our property. You know what? I say good for her, good for that woman for being so amazing and not hesitating and taking action. So Treetop Outdoors just donated a super sticker. Thank you. Thank you, Treetop Outdoors. You are amazing. And thank you so much. Treetop Outdoors, I'm wondering, are you still on a 2-week ban? It seems like every time I hear from you, you're on a 2-week ban on YouTube. But if you haven't, make sure you go check out his channel. He does fun things on there. So some fun things I don't get to do on my channel. So you'll have to go check him out. Let's see. All right. So Brian's Custom Canvas says, did anyone happen to see the woman in JFK airport take a beating? The top percentage of assault deaths are performed by fists and feet, not firearms. And that was proven in that captive video. That's interesting. So, you know, you just never know. I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and I'd kind of forgotten about this, but I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I told him that I used to live in Wichita, Kansas. And you guys know that. I've talked about it before. And there was a case where there were two brothers, one of whom was released from prison mistakenly and early. He got out and wasn't supposed to be out, and he and his brother went on a murdering spree. They murdered a lot of people. The last incident that happened with them was that a week before Christmas, they went into someone's home. There were 5 people in there, and they did unspeakable things to them. They robbed them. They took them all out to the ATM one by one, made them withdraw all their money, took them out into a snowy field, made them strip down naked, and shot them execution style. And then they drove over their dead bodies. So one of those 5 people survived. Okay. Imagine the survivor's guilt. I cannot even imagine what this poor person is going through or has gone through and endured from this. My point being, if any one of those people had been able to defend themselves, had they had a firearm in the house and could have defended themselves against these 2 brothers, there were 5 of them. There were 5 people against 2. All it would have taken was one of them to be able to defend themselves. And I just, I was telling my coworker about this, and he said, oh yeah, because his brother lives just outside Wichita, Kansas. And he said, yeah, I actually, vaguely remember that story. And so, there are so many cases where people have unnecessarily lost their lives because they couldn't defend themselves for whatever reason. And I choose to not be a victim. If I have any control over it, I choose to not be a victim. And I think, everybody on here probably feels the exact same way. So, yeah, it's very, very frustrating. Critter, did I find Toto? Critter, if I had a quarter for every time somebody asked me about Toto, I would have at least $1. No, it's true. Lots of people always ask me. They called me Dorothy. They, asked about Toto all the time. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Trying to see my comments here. Critter, the 2A was never about the deer coming to murder us in our sleep. Yes, that's true. Very, very true. Let's see. Michael Dunn. I finally filled my archery tag this last weekend. Trying to stuff the freezer now. Oh, Michael Dunn, that is awesome. Congratulations to you. That had to feel really good. Yeah, I can't wait to go out and go hunting sometime. Um, yes, Reese, it was the Carr brothers. You're right. I wasn't gonna mention their names because I thought, you know, they need to just rot. But yes, it was the Carr brothers. So if you guys ever want to look up that story, it'll turn your stomach. I mean, it's horrible. Um, okay, so those were the articles that I was going to tell you about. Oh, so we have been to gun auctions, a time or two, and there was another gun auction tonight, and we were like, "Ooh, should we go to the gun auction?" If we would have gone to the gun auction, I couldn't have done the live. So we were like, do we stay home and do the live? Do we go to the gun auction? Well, guess what? I opted to stay home with you guys. And so here I am staying home with you guys. But we do have a family member on the ground at this gun auction, and we had really wanted. They had a Springfield trapdoor 4570, and we've been looking at trapdoors, and so we were like, okay, let's see if maybe we can get a hold of this thing. And apparently I ended up going at the auction for $850, which is actually still a really, really great price. But we didn't get it. So yeah, that's okay. But I'd be interested to know if any of you have a trapdoor. Let me know in the comments if you have one, because that's just something we've been eyeing. We just thought that'd be a really cool old gun to have. They also had some neat things, like they had a Colt, firearms company padlock. They had a Smith and Wesson. I forget what it was. It was a 44. Just all kinds of. Oh, they had 2 sets of Vaqueros. All kinds of things. Really, really cool auction. So I'm sure some people have been really excited over their acquisitions tonight. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys about, I have been asked by a coworker. We recently had his significant other in our CCW class, and they have grandchildren. And so he asked me, like, she had so much fun in our class. And so he asked me at work a couple of days ago, he said, can you teach my grandchildren to shoot? And I was like, well, heck yeah, I can teach your grandchildren to shoot. I mean, that's right up my alley. So my husband and I have been planning this little class with them. And so we're super excited to get to teach them. They're all ranging from 12 to 14 years old, I think. So great age, I think, a great age to get out there and shoot. And honestly, like, their grandpa just wants them to learn how to be safe with a firearm. And I really wish that more families could see the importance in that, because like I always say, when there's mystery surrounding a firearm, that's when accidents happen. When people understand a firearm, they respect it, and then that gives you a whole new level of safety, because it's those stories that you hear about little kids finding a gun. They happen across a gun, and they think about what they see in the movies and TV shows, and they don't understand the real life aspect of that firearm, and that's when bad things happen. So I was so excited that he asked us to do that. So we're doing that. And then also, if you are interested and you live in Missouri, we have our next CCW class coming up on Sunday, October 16th. We couldn't do it on October 15th because on October 15th, we have the Jenny J 1911 meet and greet at Gateway. So if anybody happens to be in the Missouri area, feel free to come on down to Gateway and meet Jenny J 1911 and Jim J, the hubby. So, you all have seen him in the video. That video kind of blew up a little bit on YouTube for us. And I think everybody was just excited to actually finally get to see the guy that I married to. So it was a long time coming convincing him to do that video with me, but I was very proud of him. He actually did it, and he is not one who really wants to be in front of the camera. He likes to be behind the camera. And he always comes up with these great creative ideas for our videos. And, and he's taught me a lot. He's taught me a lot about reloading and about shooting. So if you want to take a CCW class from us, then October 16th will be your day. So just email me about that. And then, like I said, we've got the meet and greet on October 15th at Gateway too. So, all right, let's get over to some of these comments. Dennis Hall says one of his unicorns is the Ruger #1 in 300 mag. Oh, so Dennis Hall, how serious are you about looking for that? Are you, do you get on like Gunbroker and look consistently? That's one of our things. We spend way too much time on Gunbroker. I think it's like one of those rabbit holes that you fall down that rabbit hole and you just keep looking at stuff and you're like, ooh, hey, this looks really nice. This looks really nice. Some really pretty guns on there. Tim Rink has a trapdoor, not a good one, but he does have one. That's awesome. Maybe Tim Rink, maybe we can get together and shoot sometime. That'd be so awesome. So apparently we had a #1 in 375 H&H mag. So there you go. Brian's custom canvas says he's looking for an 1858 black powder new model army revolver. So does anybody out there have one that Brian's custom canvas could buy from you? Brian has a fairly nice gun collection too. So, that would be a good one for you to get, Brian. Michael Dunn, get out the old Daisy BB gun. Well, I tell you what, we do have pellet guns that we shoot in our basement. We have little steel targets set up and everything. I mean, it's so much fun. We'll shoot like little cardboard boxes and stuff with them. And it's just, when you can't get outside and shoot, there's nothing wrong with shooting a pellet gun, right? It's just so much fun. And I don't know, it's probably pretty good practice too, to at least, work on holding one and sighting it. And let's see. Dennis Hall says, need to see more of Mr. J. I agree, Dennis. See, I keep telling him the same thing, but he's like, we'll see. Michael Dunn, he needs to just say hi in a video. Michael Dunn, I will tell you, even just tonight, right before our live, I said, do you want to be my special guest on my live tonight? He was like, no. But one of these days, I'll figure out a way to get him on here. I think that having a live with both of us, I don't know, I just think it would be so much fun. We would you guys would see how he always teases me and, oh, cool. Okay. How he always teases me and, gives me a hard time. He just passed, you all know that this is our system. So we have index cards and markers and we write notes well, I usually write notes just for me so I remember all the things I want to talk about with you guys, but he'll write notes to me all the time and pass them to me during the live. He just passed me a note that says that we got the Colt lock. So, woohoo! And for very nice little price. So, we are now the new proud owners of an original Colt padlock. It actually says Colt on it. So, that's pretty cool. I'll have to I'll take pictures and post it on the YouTube, on my YouTube community tab, and show you guys, because I think you guys all think it's pretty cool. Dennis Hall says he likes to see us all working together. Aw, thanks, Dennis. I like doing that too. You know, we talk about like retirement together and everything, and he will have the opportunity to retire before I do, but I don't know. We've been talking about, wouldn't it be nice if we could retire at the same time? So that would be really cool. We just like spending time together, you know? All right. Brian's Custom Canvas says, gun broker is too expensive. They just make you broker. And Affordable Armory says that's why they don't call it Gun Richer. Very true. Very, very true. Critter says both of my 1851, 1858 are Navy 36 cal. Oh, very cool, Critter. That is awesome. Michael Dunn says would be more than an hour chat. Yes, it probably would. And I would just do that just to like make him be on camera longer. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, honey. I promise. Okay, Dennis wants to know what is his favorite gun. You all know mine. So I'm guessing I hear the scratch on the index card right now. I'm guessing that question will be answered very soon. I kind of already know the answer to it, but I'm going to let him say it. So, no, it's a different note. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, it kind of depends on what he's shooting. He really loves the Smith that we have, the 686 that we have. He also really loves our CZC A01 that we have, the CZ custom A01. So I think those would be his two favorite guns if I were to guess. Am I close? He's nodding yes. So yeah, but he also does love 1911s, and he loves shooting rifles. So there's some of that in the mix too, I'm sure. Let's see. There we go. Just as I said rifle, he was writing a note that says favorite rifle is the Ruger No. 1 Tropical 375 H&H. So there you go. That's his favorite rifle. I would not have guessed that one. I wouldn't have been able to tell you that one. Sal B brings up a very, very great point. He says, say a prayer for Florida all. Yes, definitely. They are getting ready to deal with Hurricane Ian. And I haven't seen the latest on any of that, but I do know that that's happening. One of my coworkers is actually in Tampa right now. So he's supposed to fly back tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not sure any of us have heard from him yet. So Dennis says we have to name him Mr. CZ. Yeah, well, he also really loves his Staccato C, which, you know, is a 2011. So we've joked about calling him Jim J 2011. But like me, you know, we'll be out shooting and we'll just be like, we'll be shooting something. We'll be like, oh my gosh, I just love this gun so much. I just love this gun. This is my favorite gun. And then we'll pick something else up and we'll shoot it. And then we'll be like, oh, I just love this gun. This is my favorite gun. This is so much fun to shoot. So I'm sure you guys can all relate. I mean, really, doesn't it depend on whatever's in your hand at the time? So yeah. Critter, I also have the conversions for center fire black powder ammo. That is cool. Yeah. We've talked about that, getting into doing black powder stuff, and I think that would be really neat. So Brian's Custom Canvas says he's having his CZ Orange Shadow 2 Cajunized as we speak. So yeah, he's got one of those awesome orange Shadow 2s, and y'all know that I shot the black and blue Shadow 2. I loved that gun. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I just got also informed, so I'll pass this along to you. A Colt single action Army in 45 Colt will be my favorite if I ever get one. So here's the thing. Out at Gateway, there are 2 Colts, and every time we go out there, they're in the case. They're a little pricey, and every time we go out there, he's like, he goes over and he looks at them. A little tear escapes his eye, and he's like, hello, I'm sorry I can't take you home yet. He really loves those guns. But yeah, I've known from the get-go that he really would love to have a Colt single action Army in 45. Really wants that 45 Colt. So that would probably be his most favorite gun ever. In fact, he would probably make me sleep on the couch and the gun would get to sleep in bed. Critter has one. What? Okay, now my husband is super jealous of you, Critter. Way to go. Now I'll never hear the end of it. He'll say, well, Critter has one. And he thinks Critter is pretty cool. So now he's going to want to be like Critter. Great. Thanks, Critter. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Dennis Hall asks, are you going to shoot y'all new Colt on the channel? Well, if we Dennis, I didn't say we were getting the Colt. He just wants the Colt. But we did get the new Colt padlock, so I can show that on the channel. That's not quite the same as Colt single action Army though, is it? Yeah, sorry, hubby. Yeah, I know. We only live once, so we have to buy the Colt 45. I know. And the problem is with those 2 Colts out there at Gateway, one has never been shot, and one has only been shot like with like a cylinder or two worth of rounds. So yeah, they're both like pretty much brand spanking new. I mean, never been used. So speaking of Gateway, I have to tell you guys, I had somebody comment on one of my videos and ask about getting a bull. And they said they were looking for a bull 1911. I will tell you, and I don't know if this is still true, but as of a couple of days ago when I was out at Gateway, they had, I think, 3 bull 1911s. 3. They had 2 commander size. I think it was 2 commander size. There were maybe it was 1. They had both the 5-inch and the 4 1/4. So if any of you are looking for the bull 1911s in either 5 or 4 1/4, call Les out at Gateway, because the last I knew they still had them, and that was just a couple of days ago when we were last out there. So yeah, so that's pretty cool that they got those in, and they're still hard to find. Like people, are still actively looking for them. So, Brian's custom canvas. I have a 5.5 single action 45 long Colt Heritage. Love that gun, big bore. So, oh yeah, that's nice. That's very cool. Um, Dennis Hall says he was just trying to give encouragement. Are you working for Gateway? Are you secretly working for Gateway? Yeah. Or has my husband, are you working for my husband? I guess that's the more important question. Let's see. Oh, Reese. Yes. Reese says, me likey my bull. Yeah. Reese just got a bull right after I got my 4 1/4 1911 bull. Reese went out and got a bull, and so yeah, he really likes it. We shot the bull this last weekend. I always think that's funny to say. We shot the bull. We shot the bull at Passall this last weekend, and I still just racking that slide. It is just like so smooth. It's just like ice. I mean, it just slides so smoothly. The action is phenomenal on it. I will never be able to say enough good stuff about Bull Armory. I know some people are like, well, I don't know if I want to buy a non-American made gun, but I'm telling you what, I mean, you cannot go wrong with one of those things. Vanessa Kitty, hey, great to see you. Thanks for coming in. We're almost ready to log off, but at least you're here, and it's so awesome to see you. Let's see. Critter. No, who was just saying? Oh, Brian's Custom Canvas says, hey, Jenny, look into the U-Birdie. They're Italian made. We have a U-Birdie. Yeah, we've got one. Single action in 357. So, yep. Oh, yeah, we haven't made a video on that yet because we have a little bit of a special idea for that video that's going to be a little more involved. So, yeah. But you'll have to look out for that one. I just remembered. Yeah, we still have to make that video. Critter says, you can jump ahead of me if you get a Rossi 92 lever action in 45 Colt. It sounds like a challenge, Critter. Mark is asking, Jenny J, what do you think of the credit card companies tracking our gun and ammo purchases? Well, I think that I'm going to start carrying more cash. That's what I think. So, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. It's not their business what I'm spending money on, honestly. So that's kind of sucks. Critter also has an 1873 Cattleman and an 1875 Outlaw in 357. Wow, Critter. You have the coolest guns, Critter. And yes, I agree with you, Reese. Reese says buy with cash. Yes, you heard it here. You heard it here on Jenny J 1911. Buy with cash. We all say you should buy with cash. Well, guess what, guys? It is Jenny J's bedtime. 4 o'clock will come so early in the morning, and I am going to be heading off to Dreamland. So I have had so much fun tonight. I always think to myself, what am I going to talk about for an hour? And yet somehow it just flies by. I love talking to you guys. I love seeing your side chats. And, like Michael Dunn, I saw everybody congratulating him on his hunting accomplishment this last weekend. And it's just such camaraderie. I just love it so much. Love this little Jenny J crew family. So, all right, I am off to bed, and make sure you are hitting the like button on this video and every video. Make sure you hit subscribe. Check the subscriptions because, YouTube tends to kick people off, and also TikTok hates me. They just permanently deleted me a few days ago, and I appealed it. They let me back on, but they actually had taken my entire account away. So whatever, stupid TikTok. So anyway, look for me on Instagram and TikTok as long as it'll be there, and Facebook. If you need anything, email me, jennyj1911@usa.com. Make sure you let me know if you need a hat or a cup, $25, $30, and watch for the videos. Pass it along to your friends and family so maybe they can win a press and give it to you. And I look forward to hitting. I just saw somebody say, if I hit subscribe, I'll be unsubscribed. Okay, so don't do that if you're already subscribed. Thanks, Cowboy Jeff. I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Sweet dreams. Good night.